Hello, 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 everyone. It is Stacey with an EY. So we're going to give just a couple of seconds for everyone to log on. So far, we are just now coming up live. Let me get myself adjusted and ready here. And I know that there's a delay, so I'll give everybody just a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes to actually get joined and get connected. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to everyone. I know we're going to have some people that'll be joining, and I know that there's a little bit of a lag, a little bit of a delay. So we will just wait just a few minutes. We'll give it actually one more minute. One more minute, and then we are going to have a conversation and we are going to have a good time. A very important conversation, I might add. Tonight is a very special evening, and I am looking forward to this time that we are going to have together. So everybody just stay tuned. One more minute and we will get started with this live. I know people who know me are like, Stacey is on Facebook Live. Stacey never does live unless she's doing a 4K or something. So yes, you know it's special. If I am here on Facebook Live, it is a very special evening. So get your pen and paper ready because you are going to want to take some notes. This is going to be informative and fun all at the same time. So that last minute, it just struck. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, 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 everyone. It is Stacey with an EY coming to you live this Thursday evening. I am so absolutely excited to be here with you. I'm excited because I have a very special guest in the house, a very special guest. You know she's special because I have on makeup. And I am here on Facebook Live, so you know that this is a big deal and you are not going to be disappointed. Thank you everyone for sharing this time with us this evening. Before I bring her to the stage, I'm going to do a bit of an introduction. I'm going to read some of her bio and then I'm going to speak from my heart for what this lady means to me. So just bear with me. Dr. Sonja Stribling is my special guest this evening. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am so sorry that you have been in the dark. You are missing out. But for those of you who do know, you know that this is a special treat. Dr. Sonja, which is what we so lovingly call her, is the founder of the Born to Be Powerful Academy, which is a company that empowers the masses to not just win, but to dominate. Dr. Sonja is a transformation specialist, an influence expert known as the General to Giants. She has been featured in multiple platforms, including recently CNN and Essence magazine. Dr. Sonja is also the best-selling author of The Divorce That Saved My Life. The 21-year retired major is the recipient of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, national speaker for the Think and Grow Rich, the Legacy World Tour, and the former TV host on the Bravo Network. She now uses this training and experience to lead thousands, and I do mean thousands, and I'm included in those thousands, and so I'm so grateful. But she leads thousands to their victory by using their inner power to ascend to their next level in not just life, but also in business. So please, everyone, give a hearty welcome to my coach, my mentor, my friend, Dr. Sonja Stribling. Yay!
I love it. Thank you so much, Stacey, with an EY of helping or participating in this and inviting me to share your stage and have a conversation with those who love you the most Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited about this conversation we're about to have.
I am so excited, Dr. Sonja, that you are here. Look, I know for those of y'all who don't know, Dr. Sonja is booked and busy. Do you hear me? This is the hardest working woman I have ever met. So the fact that she took time to share with us this evening is an honor and a privilege because she just finished a 3-day intensive, and it's intensive because I know I've been through it. It's a 3-day intensive course where she is teaching and guiding others on the blueprint for their business. So I am so thrilled that you are here, Dr. Sonja. I love you so much for doing this. I promise I'm not going to belabor the points or keep you here all night. We are going to hit it, drop these points, some nuggets, get these people part of their life back. They'll have to see us offline for the rest of their life. But thank you so much for being here. It is truly an honor and a privilege. Now, I have titled this evening's conversation with Mastering Mindset by Owning Your Power. And if I have never met anyone else who has owned their power, Dr. Sonja, not only do you own your power, but you have taught so many of us how to own our power. And I'm going to give just a brief example. When I first met with Dr. Sonja, the first time we had a one-on-one, I had just had a therapy session with my therapist a few days earlier. My therapist said to me, Mrs. Tidwell, you don't know how powerful you are. And I was like, let me think about that. And I'll be daggone if 3 days later I met with Dr. Sonja, she said, you don't know your own power. And I thought, okay, there's something to this power thing. So Dr. Sonja, please share with everyone, since you have poured into me and so many others, what does owning your power look like?
So great question. First, I got to again say thank you so much. Yes, I will apologize up front. Y'all, I snatched my lashes off. All of that. I have been just completed a 3-day, it's about a 6 to 8 hour day for 3 days, teaching women how to build a 6-figure coaching business from their kitchen table. And this whole power movement that I've been on for the last few years myself and helping other women is more, Stacey, and everyone that is listening, is about really, and it's not just for women, but my heart is after women. Because when I created this journey for women to own their power, my thought was to help those women that are in a situation where they really don't know their power. You just did a recap of when we had a conversation, and I boldly said, Stacey, you have no idea what your power is. And there's so many other women around the world that don't understand that. So power to me means possibilities, opportunities, wealth and worth and well-being. The E stands for excellence and the R is for responsibility. It is not the traditional, oh, I got strength. No, it is not all about that, because truthfully, when you own your power, there's more vulnerability to you than anything. And so for those that are listening today, power to me means different. And this is not about being a strong woman. This is being a powerful woman. Strong women are just trying to survive. Powerful women are thriving. We do not have time anymore. We're not our grandmothers and our great-great-grandmothers where we were just surviving. In this day and age, it's time for us to truly start thriving.
Yes. And I will say that you have taught me so much about owning my own power and understanding, as you just explained, the difference between strength and power, because I've heard all of my life how strong I am. You're such a strong woman. You're such a strong young lady. You're so strong to be able to have endured this and to have endured that. But you've taught me that owning my power is imperative in not just my personal life, but in how I handle business. And with that, what I've learned and why I'm teaching and coaching women mainly, like you said, same thing. I'm open to coaching, different people, but my heart and my passion is for women, because I feel like for so long we have had the struggles of the world on our shoulders. And so the reason that I decided to start coaching on mindset and teaching mindfulness practices is because oftentimes our power is tapped out, right? Because we're taking care of the kids, we're taking care of our spouses, our significant others, we're taking care of the home. and we're disenfranchised on our jobs. Oftentimes, we don't have the voice that we feel that we should have in order to make a real difference, even in areas that we are in charge, right, by title. And so I was wondering from you, when you think about power and the mindset that is necessary to own your own power and be able to operate in it, what would you say are some of the mindset practices that women have to mindset types that women have to have in order to begin to own their own power?
And Stacey, when you say mindset types, explain what you mean. Because when I'm looking at, if I may, I'm looking at, it's not just typical, it's not just a mindset type, it's a mindset shift, right?
Yes.
And if I think that's what I just want to make sure that I'm understanding, because this mindset shift, because there's so many that are maybe watching right now, and it's like, but Dr. Sonja, my mindset is great. I'm positive. It's not enough for you just to be positive going through this process. It is being positive and taking action. You got to go above and beyond what you thought was working, because the truth be told, those of us who believe, because I even thought that years ago, I'm like, I'm pretty good. Yeah, it was not to where I wanted to go and where I wanted to be. It wasn't enough. What got you here, the mindset that got you to where you are right now, is enough for right now. But the mindset shift that you're going to need to have in order for you to get to your next level, it's got to be different. And that looks different because you're not thinking of the same things that you were thinking about before. Let's take case in point. You starting your coaching business, or you wanting to, get this next level relationship. Well, if we start thinking about what got us to this place to even think to start a relationship, or to pick or be the picker that we use to choose the men in our life, or what we do in our coaching business, or wanting to start one, there's a certain level where you have to elevate every single time. And what I've seen to be true, Stacey, is most women are not leveling up. They're not getting to the next level, and they think I'm okay now. That's because they're in a comfort zone. But when you ask that question of what shift do they have to have, what is the next level for them? And if I could just give 3 quick things, is for this shift, you got to get one around people who think differently. It is not always people who are on the same level or the same wavelength per se, but they're stretching you to think outside of your comfort zone. I'll be very honest, and I know some of your followers may be in I would say even the church arena, and I really want to talk to this in my heart. I realize that we've been taught, many of us, I didn't grow up in the church. I was there when my mama made me, because I was at home. But when I went to college, even though I went to a private Christian college, it was just, that's not what I was looking at. I was looking at the simple fact that I needed to be around other athletes like me. And they just happened. That's where I got a scholarship to. But when I start getting in other environments, they stretched me to think about things differently, because I was accustomed to this little small environment. And then I got there with people who didn't look like me. They thought differently. It stretched me. And so number one is, for those of you who want to shift your mindset, get around people who think differently. They don't always have to be on the same length. And that was me when I became a Christian and a believer. It was, I just got to be around Christians. I'm like, but that's not how this works. I'm talking to the same people who supposedly understand scripture and all of that. I need to get around people where I can have a conversation about what I believe and what I think. So if I'm going to lead them somewhere, I need to be able to lead them from my experiences and not just hitting them over the head with the same thing over and over again. I hope that makes sense to somebody. I'm trying to make it light, because I don't know, they don't know me, I don't know them, and I don't want it to be too harsh, but I got to be very transparent. The second thing in itself, you got to get a guide. How do you make the shift? Whether you're working with Coach Stacey now, or helping you shift your mindset, or whatever capacity it is, you got to find someone that's going to help you get there. And stop trying to get with family members that are supposedly helping you. And it's like the blind leading the blind, or helping you and your girlfriend. Y'all grew up together, right, Stacey? And we've been to school and we're about to do this together. And you've yet to get anywhere because you're around people that haven't been there, and you are thinking you have a mentor, but you don't. You really have a friend.
Right.
You've got to get into a place where people are helping and stretching you. And that's the biggest shift, I would say, as far as owning your power and really shifting your mindset.
So, Dr. Sonja, what was that shift for you? For those who don't know you, if you don't mind just sharing just a little bit of your background to bring to what brought you to be in this extraordinary place in your life where you not only own your own power, but you teach and coach women how to own their own power. What was the shift for you?
Well, so just to give a quick backstory, I'm the youngest of 12 kids. My mom has a third grade education. Dad has a second grade. He was a sharecropper. She was a housekeeper. And if I would tell the truth, that was still a part of slavery, right? And I start looking at it because I just had this conversation and folks like, well, third grade. But back then it wasn't that important for you to go to school. It was more important for you to take care of your family. And so that's what they chose to do. And so being the youngest of 12, my mother had me in her mid 40s, well, early 40s, 42, 44, something like that. And so by the time I came, my mother was tired. So I got a lot more freedom than my siblings, right? And they still talk about it to this day. But at 15 years old, all the conversations before 15, sitting at the kitchen table, Stacey, and everybody was, don't you get pregnant, stay away from boys, don't do this, don't do that. All those things she said not to do, I did it. So I ended up having my first child at 15 years old. And I can remember being strapped to the table, giving birth. And then at 17 years old, just 2 years later, as I'm making this transition, I got a 2-year-old and I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, not with my child, of course, but hanging out with friends. Of course, I grew up faster because my mom at that time, she was tired, like, girl, do whatever. And I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I was raped and left for dead. And that changed my entire world. And I would say, almost say forever. Back then, it was forever because I wasn't the same person anymore. Felt like somebody had took my innocence. Yes, I had a child, but someone took something away from me, and I went on this rampage of trying to figure out who I was. And the only thing that, Stacey, that kept me focused was basketball. On a basketball court, my whole mind would shift, and I would just go into this space of that was my place, that was my zone. I controlled things, I controlled the court because I was a leader on the court as a point guard. And so I went from playing college basketball, joining the military, was there for 21 years, combat veteran. I've been to 3 combat tours. So my entire life, I feel like I've had to fight. So the military was perfect. That's why I joined. But to bring this story home, even when I went to war, came back, my body came back, but my mind didn't. So I went through all these years, and I know my story is not like everybody else's, but it really helped me formulate. And I wasn't even thinking about owning anybody's power, not even my own. I was just trying to survive. And one day I can remember as I retired from the military, trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. And I remember on my knees praying and crying. And I'm glad I didn't wear lashes back then because my eyes were swollen shut from so much crying because I was going through this emotional roller coaster. At that very day, that very moment, I laid on the couch, got on my knees because I wanted to take my life that day. And I just said, I don't want to do this anymore. Mind you, at this point, I got 3 kids. I got one in college, right? I got these other things going on. I got a younger son, all of that. And I realized at that moment that I got to do something. And I did not. And the only reason I didn't take my life is because my son, Stacey, would come home and find my lifeless body. And I didn't want that to happen. So I began this journey. My prayer was, just use me. What do you want me to do? So I went on this journey because I'd been through a divorce as well after being married 18 years. So I started helping women as a divorce coach. Went from being a divorce coach, I was helping women in their life, the mindset, their life journey. And one day a smart woman asked me, hey, I want to learn how to build my business. At this point, I'd already made $1 million and wasn't even thinking about it being a business. And so as I stand before you today, all of what Stacey and I are sharing with you about owning your power and living your best life and overcoming the obstacles of life and really taking back your power is all based on the stories. And I know for me is the journey that I went through. So I take it serious about when I'm helping people own their power. So serious to the fact of I decided to do a tour. And that's really, why we're here at this I Own My Power movement tour is it really help women understand and take back their power. But even more so, those that are in business and want to take back their power and do things at a whole nother level and truly understand that's what it's all about. And so here in Atlanta, in 2 days, we're going to have the I Own My Power movement. And Stacey, what's so great about it is I'm going to have it at the studio where I filmed my television show on Bravo Network. I'm excited about that.
Oh,
I get
wow.
to go back to that platform. So I'm excited that you will be there, that you're sharing this with your audience. And that is my story. and I'm sticking to it. And that's truthfully how I've been able to own my power.
Dr. Sonja, thank you so much. So, you guys have heard it. Dr. Sonja she's on the last leg of her tour. I own my power. I am going to be in the place. I know I've already said she's my mentor, my coach, my friend, but I'm telling you, every time I am in the room with this woman, the energy, the tools, the vibrations that she gives to us, that she transfers, that she pours out of her very soul into us are unmatched. I have been in many rooms with many people, and I have not been as awe-inspired to not just have aha moments, but aha movements. She inspires you to want to do something different, to make that shift in your mindset, to be able to master your mindset so that you can own your power. And I'm going to say this. I know I have to let Dr. Sonja go. But if you are in the Atlanta area, number one, don't miss the I Own My Power last leg of the tour. She saved the best for last, y'all. She saved us for
Yes,
last.
always.
But don't dare just come and not go VIP. Do not miss the opportunity to go VIP, to have more time for Dr. Sonja to pour into you. The reason that I've been able to master my mindset and coach in this area is because of the tools that she has provided for me. I am so thankful, Dr. Sonja. Now, for those who want to register, there's a link in the chat. So look at the chat and get the link and register for this Saturday. It's in 2 days. Time is winding down.
Yes.
Seats are limited. If there's
Very.
any seats are limited, and you can't sit on my lap, and I'm not giving up my seat. So
And mine either.
you need to register, be in the place this Saturday, 9 a.m. The location is disclosed once you actually register, because we don't need anybody trying to stalk and chicken hawk Dr. Sonja, because we do have a team of people that will take you down.
Take care of that. Yeah.
But come and let this woman pour into you. I promise you, you will not regret it. Go VIP. Dr. Sonja, I am going to let you go and get some rest so that you have the energy to work with us on Saturday. Thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. You know I love you. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Again, folks, register. The link below, it's in the chat. So make sure you register. And I will see you all on Saturday. Dr. Sonja, thanks again. Have a good evening, and I love you so much.
Love you too. And if I can just share this last thing, if you didn't come from a wealthy family, surely a wealthy family will come from you. I'll see you all on Saturday. Thank you, Stacey. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.